Hey again YouTube, StickGuy187 back with another video for you. You might have actually already seen this product a couple of times in the past. I've stripped the black bacon coating off of it. I'll put a link to that video here. And I've made a Kydex sheath for it with a baldric hang. And I'll put a link to that video right here. So of course that means that this is the Cold Steel Norse Hawk. Let's do the tail of the tape first, and then we'll talk about the modifications and we'll go from there. So it comes with a 22-inch long straight grain solid hickory handle. This thing actually from point to point is 4.5 inches, which means that this cutting edge is just slightly over that. It's about 4.75 inches long. I actually went with a lighter tomahawk than some of the other ones, like the Frontier Hawk, the Trail Hawk. They were around 22 ounces if I remember correctly. I think this thing's about 20. The reason I did that is this might be my primary chopper going out into the field, and of course I don't want a lot of weight with it. And the other reason I actually chose this one over some of the other ones, besides the fact that I like the large cutting edge that it gives me, is also the fact that I like having an axe that if necessary I can process game with. And as you can see, this fits very comfortably in my hand to use almost as if it were an ulu knife. Now, not just for processing game, you can also, if you needed to, spare lumber around, strip bark with it. Very easily. I am making a mess in the garage. And if you need to do feather sticks, if you keep this thing sharp enough, it'll actually do. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. I'm doing very small feather curls. So it basically gave it multiple functions that I didn't see in some of the other tomahawks. I do like some of the other tomahawks. I like the Frontier style. The Trail Hawk is obviously a great camping one. But, you know, I like this one. The modifications I did to it, I mean, obviously I stripped off the black oxide, or the black bacon coating. That video, go ahead and watch it. I, with a Dremel, just went in about 1/3 of a centimeter from here to here in each one of these little grooves to give me really good grip on a full swing. And then the last 2 inches of the handle, I actually went a little bit shallower, but also made the grooves a little bit wider to give me a slightly more comfortable grip for small chopping tasks and in close work. To take the head off of this thing is actually one of the more difficult things that I found. When it comes, you'll probably notice that the head is loose unless you have the set screw, which is right there, unless you have that in most of the way. Now, the set screw is actually a little short for the total length of this. It's probably not a bad idea to go out and get another longer set screw if you plan to use this. I'm sure you could probably replace the set screw itself with a nail or something like that. I just haven't done that yet. I'm not particularly good at throwing axes. You guys can see in my introduction I'm a lot better at knives than I am at throwing axes. So I can't really tell you how this throws because I haven't gotten it really to stick consistently. I can tell you it's really comfortable on chopping duty, but yeah, throwing in... I'm not going to show you guys an embarrassing video of me screwing up the throw. But I will show you guys an embarrassing video of me cracking a coconut. And maybe some other stuff. We'll see. So why don't we go to that and I'll come back and we'll do the end of this video. So yeah, as you can see from the demos, I mean, obviously this thing has no problem doing what I want it to do. I've actually found that since this is such a high carbon steel, keeping it sharp and getting it sharp when it first came out of the box was actually very difficult. It seemed like it had a convex edge. I think they sharpened it on a slack belt sander. So one of the first things I did was I spent a lot of time with an axe file, just making the edge flat and then making sure that I could get that polished up really nice. How sharp did I actually get it? Well, I mean, cuts paper. Let's see if I can do it again. Yeah, it actually cuts paper fairly well. Obviously this thing isn't going to be as hair-popping sharp as some of my other items like the Kershaw. I just put an axe between my legs. But it's an axe, it's not a pocket knife or anything like that. But this is still sharp enough, obviously, to process game if I need to. Especially smaller animals with thinner skins like hare or gopher, something like that. Sorry, I just had a mental image of me taking out a gopher with this thing and it's just messy from that demo out there. So, yeah. Anyways, we'll try and keep this one short. Cold Steel Norse Hawk, there's a couple of options when you buy it. You can get it without the sheath, and then you can just make a sheath like I did. You can get that Kodora sheath that comes with it, but it really just covers the blade and snaps in place. It's not like a belt sheath or a baldric carry or anything like that, so it's up to you. If I were you, I'd actually save the money, buy the version without the sheath, and just make your own. You can do it for less than like $10. So yeah, well that's about it, guys. You already know the name of this thing, but I'll reiterate, this is Fenrir, my Cold Steel Norse axe. And honestly, if you want a good camp axe, nice and light, the Cold Steel Tomahawk line is actually pretty good for that. You can see all their different versions, and you can pick what you want and what's right for you. Until next time, guys, I'm Stick Guy 187. Stay sharp.